was pretty insane. But actually, it was although there's this many incredible actors all in this one room that we were filming. When we do big scenes together, it was pretty intimidating. But honestly, Jim did a really good job in bringing this cast together and creating this close and tight cast. So although it's a big movie and a big cast, we all really felt like friends, and we all felt like we were in it together. And they were constantly teaching me things, and it just felt like a big family.
Did this film give you a new appreciation for racing and cars?
Yes, definitely. I used to love racing. I used to watch Formula One. I used to be into cars, but then I kind of fell out of love with it a bit. And then this movie, when I read it, I realized how much I missed it and how much I missed watching racing, and especially with this one, you get to watch it in real life. It's actually there in front of you. I've never been to a race before like that, so that was really cool. And I love cars now, so it re-sparked my love of cars, which is great.
No, you've got two films here. The other one's Honey Boy. They couldn't be any different, could they? This is Summit.
Probably not. Yeah. I'm just very, very lucky and proud of both of these two amazing movies, and I filmed them at the same time, so they sort of feel like one experience. I filmed them back to back, so it feels like they happen at the same time, and then it kind of it feels like a one thing in a way, one experience.
Well, look, I wanted to be a part of this movie no matter what. Jim's one of my favorite filmmakers. I think one of the best in the business. Matt and Christian are two heroes of mine. So I would have gone and I would have made ice cubes on this set, whatever they needed from me. But I think for Lee, he's this unbelievably revered and beloved titan of industry who's such an unbelievable leader, so confident, and I think the Lee Iacocca that everybody knows is that guy, and it was such a sort of beautiful challenge for me to play him as a young man when he was not that, when he was ambitious and scared and nervous and hopeful, and just trying desperately to make his way and follow his gut in a company that was not really too well known for doing that. Ford was pretty resistant to change. And he was an outsider, the son of immigrants, a guy who struggled, grew up a blue-collar life, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I really identified with that. And I really, it was a real joy. I hope people dig it.
I played Walt Hansgen, and he was a very well-known driver, race car driver, and he was an incredible. He won Watkins Glen 4 times, won at Bridgehampton. He pretty much, he won at Cumberland. He was a fantastic driver, and so it was an honor to play him.
How did you prepare for it? Because I guess you weren't allowed to drive the cars yourself?
No. We got towed around at over 100 miles an hour going around a racetrack, with professional drivers weaving in and out. It was incredible. It was incredible.
In the UK, I think the film's called Le Mans 66. So did you get to go to Le Mans?
Yes, I did. I got to go over there, and I got to check out. I got to go to the museum and look at all the cars and the history of cars. It was pretty incredible. So,
and what's the sort of festival experience like? Is it your first time in Toronto? Is this?
This is definitely my first festival here in Toronto. This is incredible. It's a lot bigger than I realized. I kind of I came out by yesterday and started looking at the crowd. I was like, oh man, this is a big deal.
It's a big cinema as well.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see it. I can't even tell you, man. And to work with these guys, it's a dream cast, dream director. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Hello. First of all, thank you, Cameron. What an elegant and articulate and very flattering host for this evening, and thank you for inviting us here. It's my pleasure to be back at this wonderful festival in this wonderful, great city. And as you mentioned, Walk the Line being here, I remember sitting in that balcony right there, watching Walk the Line for the first time in front of a major audience, and hearing someone behind me going, "No, Johnny, don't drink it, no." And I turned around and it was Shirley MacLaine. personal thrill. I'm always it's always a little awkward when I'm coming out before the movie because I feel like that person who's like talking too much about the meal they cooked and you just want to eat it. But I do have to, however immodest it seems, thank some wonderful people who are here tonight, who I want to mention, who were instrumental in making the picture, supporting me, and the actors I will, of course, introduce. I want to thank producer Peter Chernin somewhere there. What would be great is, after every name, you applaud, and we'll get through this very efficiently. Peter Chernin is somewhere here tonight. Thank you, Peter. Producer Jenno Topping. Thank you. Danny Bernfeld, executive producer somewhere. Anthony Dixon, associate producer. Aaron Downing, co-producer. I'd also like to acknowledge Jez and John Henry Butterworth and Jason Keller, who wrote this magnificent movie. Francois Oudoué, who is our production designer. Keep it up, you're doing good. He's here somewhere. Faden Papa-Michael, where are you? Wave at me, buddy. This guy's made 5 movies with me and was the director of photography of Walk the Line as well. Faden, welcome. And Behold, because he did some truly great work. Next, I'd like to introduce our cast. And I have the honor of working with this group, each of whom confront a movie on their own. I have the honor and the joy of having them all together in an ensemble. They are all magnificent, and I consider all of them my friends. I will start with the amenable, a wonderful, brilliant Josh Lucas. The insanely talented Jon Bernthal. Equally, here's a guy who's made more movies than I have, Noah Jupe. And he's 14. I'm going to next introduce someone who I met and thought was a savagely brilliant actress, and then discovered she's in this show called Outlander that seems to matter a lot to a lot of people. I've only since caught up with it. Her name is Caitriona Balfe. Please come out here. Next is a guy who I think of as a consummate amazing actor, but he also happens to be just a shit-ton great playwright with a play opening in only 7 days on Broadway and a whole load of awards for that. But he is an amazing actor, as you will see tonight, Mr. Tracy Letts. Next is a guy I made a movie with a few years ago. His name is Christian Bale, and I don't need to say more. And last but not least is this guy named Matt Damon, who also rocks. All right, we're headed to our seats. We'll start the movie. Have a good time. I wish we could see you afterward. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!